Stanley, Scuba, Sailing, and Adventures.
I'm here, you're here. That must mean it's time to log another entry in the travel journal. Today we'll be scuba diving Viva Shallow in the Dominican Republic, Bayahibe. Viva Shallow is also known as Guadalupe or the Living Museum of the Sea. This is the fifth dive and last dive in this dive series. The dive started very late in the afternoon, almost 3:45, and lasted approximately 40 minutes. It was a clear day and we had lots of sunshine and the water was very settled. This made for good visibility on what is a pretty shallow dive site. To provide some context, my average depth was 22 feet and my maximum depth was 30 feet. My computer reported a comfortable average water temperature of 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Here we're taking a close look at one of those Spanish cannons. It is thoroughly encrusted. We have a little brain coral. And there's a plaque or marker here, but I was unable to read it. A little too encrusted for me to make out. My son Michael joined me on this dive. His first dive in the ocean. This is a Discover scuba dive for him. He seems quite comfortable in the water. Lots to see on this dive site. We've got sea fans, barrel sponges, and quite a variety of fish. Here we have a yellow stingray. They range in size from 8 to 12 inches, reaching a maximum of 15 inches. They're most commonly found in depths of water from 1 to 80 feet. For reference, stingrays are measured wing to wing, not nose to tail. Here's a school of grunts. Looks like we have a mixture of French and smallmouth grunts. The ones that have only the straight lines, I believe, are the smallmouth grunts, and the others are the French. Here's an anemone. Yes, I'd have to say this is a great dive site. Lots going on here. What's that in the distance? I believe that's a honeycomb cowfish. They range in size from 7 to 15 inches, reaching a maximum of 18 inches, and are most often found in depths of water from 20 to 80 feet. In the Reef Fish Identification Book, the honeycomb cowfish are actually in the classification called odd-shaped swimmers. I love the odd-shaped swimmers. Here we have another yellow stingray. The distinctive features of the yellow stingray are the numerous spots, and the snout and tips of the wings are rounded. They seem to be the stingrays that I see most often in the Caribbean after the southern stingray. Again, this is the yellow stingray. Here's another yellow stingray buried next to a giant anemone. That's the name for this type of anemone. Notice the purple color on the end of the tentacles. And yet another yellow stingray. What a very cool little scene here with 2 yellow stingrays and a giant anemone. Although they might look kind of like plants, sea anemones are actually invertebrate animals. Wow, there's just so much going on here. Here's a tiny little yellow line arrow crab sitting next to another anemone. He's so little, it's hard for me to really get close enough without him getting out of focus. What another cool scene. This site has so much going on. It's really incredible. I don't think I've ever seen so many yellow stingrays on one dive site before in my life. If you get to the Dominican Republic and you're lucky enough to make it to the Caribbean side, specifically Bayahibe, I strongly encourage you to check out diving.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.